Kenny, here you go. So you're doing much better as far as the timing of your handbrake and your weight shift. Just have to remember when you're practicing at home to get some reps in, try to get 100 reps a day in. Obviously, you're not going to throw 100, but um, we need to make sure that we're shifting our weight before we break our hands, and you do that pretty well. The only thing that I want to remind you of is the arms. You want to keep those elbows relaxed and closer to your body so that you give your arm a chance to get down, your hand a chance to get down here. Because you want the hand to stay low while the body goes out. And the best way to do that is just to keep your arms relaxed and just drop straighter. So we're not changing too much about your throw. We're just changing the handbrake. And that's an easy thing to fix. When we're talking about changing a big arm action, that's really tough. And a lot of coaches don't want to go there. But as far as you getting your body out, sooner and starting to explode earlier, your arm, look at the difference, your arm is in a much better position here when you're about to throw. So, I mean, you're up in high cock position, and you're not, you're not throwing again with that way over the top rotation. So you definitely have made some good improvements here. Just another thing, practice this week with the back leg here. Practice trying to get the hips to move out as you lift. So as you're about right here, let's not worry about sinking so much. You see that sinking action you have there? You do flex the knee when you go out, but we want to move out first before we start flexing the knee. So you do have some pretty good leg strength there, because when you flex, you sit down this way, which is good. You sit down this way like as if you're sitting in a chair, which is good, but you need to do that while your leg is in this kind of a position. And it only will get in that position if you start moving forward first. That'll change the angle of the knee to somewhere in there, and then that will just continue to drop. Like this angle here will continue to just go like this as you go out. But you do have some strong thighs, which is good because you're holding your weight there. It's like a squat. So if you can start incorporating some squats into your workouts, some explosive jumps into your workout, that'll be great. All right. Yeah, so again, we're working on here a better timing of the lower body and the upper body so that the arm doesn't get up too soon, and then you get that, that long pull in, you externally rotate too soon. You're externally rotating very good. So right about here is where you begin to externally rotate and the arm lays back. And from there, boom, you throw. Now, if you're, remember, if you can get that leg to brace up, you'll be able to get forces to that arm sooner, and that will take that arm into internal rotation quicker. So it'll snap back quicker and it'll fire here quicker, and you won't be reaching out too far in front of your body. And it's a really good arm action. There's really nothing wrong with that, but again, when you are able to brace up that leg and push power back in instead of letting it drift like this, see how your hip here is drifting? That's because the knee is drifting here too. So if that knee continues to drift, and the hips won't lock, and you won't be able to thrust that body over. Right here we want to lock, boom, and we want to straighten out this knee and then thrust this body over. And that will speed up the arm, and you'll internally rotate sooner, which is really healthy for the arm. Okay, so just to recap, and again, before we recap, real quick, when a pitcher is out in this position here, just as they're about to land their front foot, when you're a smaller athlete, you have to be able to move faster. So you need to be off of this foot by now. Like you literally need to be in this position with that toe as your foot is just coming down. Because remember, that's going to triple extend the body here. It's going to get those hips moving, and it's going to pull that shoulder back so you get that good hip and shoulder separation. So what we need to do now is we need to focus a lot on our back leg power, back leg speed, back leg strength. I mean, not just back leg, but the lower body. We just need to get more dynamic with it so we can see some significant increase in velocity. But one thing at a time, okay? Let's just learn how to shift. Let's learn how to get our body to move first. Let's try to get the leg here to get into the angle that we need it in, that power angle that I talk about so much, that force vector, so we can get the lower body out sooner. Let's work on keeping these arms more, relaxed and down here instead of, winging them out. Because when you wing it out, the hands will come up sooner because the elbow's coming up sooner. But good job, man. Really good improvements. Really good improvements. So work on timing of the handbrake, shifting the body weight. So if I were you, I would just, for this week, as you're coming up with the leg, as you're getting there, you're thinking about pushing forward. So you're activating the foot. Right away, you got the weight on the inside part of the foot, and you're starting to push forward instead of crouching down first and then go forward. Just tinker with it, experiment with how it feels, and it's going to feel a little awkward at first, but when you learn how to control this, you'll really succeed with it. So I think that's the big concern right there, getting our body to shift out, breaking our hands later, like you're doing now, making sure we shift first before we break the hands, and keeping those arms relaxed, right? Just keep them down here, closer to your body so that the hand can drop lower from your handbrake, and then your arm will be up in a real good spot to deliver the ball. All right, I will see you next week.